Tank and Jake. They've been going at it for years, and it would have happened sooner. You know what I'm saying? But we have hiccups in life. That's what I call it, hiccups. But they.
Amidst a storm of legal troubles and the abrupt cancellation of his fight, Calvin Ford made the difficult decision to part ways with Gervonta Davis, ending a decades-long partnership. In a candid interview with a prominent boxing YouTube channel, Ford revealed his frustration with Tank's recurring inconsistencies. "I and Kenny are leaving the team," Ford explained. "He keeps getting into trouble and he isn't listening to us. There's no point in staying when your fighter continuously
when you heard the decision."
Nobody like a draw, you know, from a guy that get knockouts and things like that, but it's cool. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more, and I should have did more. I was lost in you can get knocked out like that, so I'd rather take the knee than, you know. But I didn't really know that you can like get disqualified for all that, or like when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know.
Has yet to issue a formal statement regarding the split. Observers had anticipated the separation after Ford skipped Tank's training camp before his fight against Lamont Roach. Their relationship, like Tank's career, had been patchworked over the years. Ford revealed that the decision to part ways first arose when Tank announced his retirement without informing his team. Earlier in January, Davis explained that he sought therapy and mental health treatment to become a better father, stating, "That's why I don't want to box anymore."
What's going on with Tank, and are we going to see, and when are we going to see him back?
He got a little legal issue. As soon as they get through the courts, they'll set a date, and all we can do is wait. I don't get into that side, you know what I mean?
Therapy, Davis admitted, "but I fear it might dampen the fire I carry inside. I want to release everything so I never think about fighting again or harbor anger. I have 2 daughters, and I want them to grow up softer, more humble, and free from the shadows of my past."
Calvin will be with you on this fight. Will Calvin be with you on this fight?
I don't know. We gotta see.
What do you think about the
Davis, authenticity had become paramount. "It's all about being true to yourself," he reflected. "Faking it only creates tension." Shortly after this revelation, Gervonta Davis entered training camp without Calvin Ford by his side. Despite the team's attempts to maintain appearances, the underlying fractures in Tank's camp had been present since the start of the year.
When I go spend time with my peace, I'm going through things. You know what I'm saying? When he was there, at least I know where he was at. Because it was something that we didn't do. It's something that we know.
Split was the culmination of silent misunderstandings that had lingered in Tank's corner since the Lamont Roach fight buildup. Small tensions, unspoken grievances, and misaligned expectations quietly escalated into a full-fledged divide.
Let me get this. Let me look at Floyd. Let me get this.
Cal, you gotta calm down. Listen to me.
Hey, come on now.
We're trying to get it.
Get not in there no more now.
There you go. There you go. That's all you have to do. There you go.
Stay good. Stay focused. That was a good round. You got me? Turn up now. I want all 3 of these.
Chaos began when Calvin Ford chose to step back from Tank, redirecting his focus toward younger trainers. Fans had long speculated about Tank's compensation practices for his team, though Ford consistently denied claims, emphasizing the familial bond he shared with Davis. Yet, over time, Ford grew weary of Tank's repeated missteps and excused himself from the corner. The situation had become unmistakable. Ford was no longer satisfied, and Tank refused to acknowledge the problem.
I wasn't really paying attention to the crowd. You know what I mean? I was more so, it's something we gotta work on in the corner.
Explosive argument marked the beginning of the split, but the tension was undeniable. The drama of fight night crystallized a growing rift, with Davis declining Ford's guidance and increasingly ignoring his counsel during critical moments in the build-up to fights.
This question is for Coach Calvin Ford. This is Matt from Brunch Boxing.
Well, man.
Now, we know that Tank has talked in the past about retiring, leaving the game of boxing. As someone that's had Tank since basically he was a pup and you've raised him.
Challenged. During one of the later rounds when he advised caution, Davis responded sharply, "Calvin, calm down and listen to me." The outburst shocked many within the boxing community, signaling the widening gap between fighter and mentor.
Tonight,
I like to see Tank to do what he want to do. I said at the last press conference. Y'all got to understand, them guys been doing this since they were little. This might energize them again.
Oh yeah. In fact, he backstage right now talking about he want a rematch.
Backstage, you want to go to the
Fans weighed in, expressing empathy for Ford and condemnation for Davis. Tank is so disrespectful, one observer noted. He can't function without Calvin. Others imagined themselves in Davis's shoes, appreciating Ford's patience and guidance. Many described Davis as ungrateful despite Ford's unwavering support, a sentiment that echoed throughout the boxing world.
He will always be around, you know what I mean? So, that's pop, like I said. So he'll always be there. It's without me, without Calvin, it wouldn't be no me. You know what I mean? Because at first, when I came,
Before the split became public, the narrative was carefully controlled. Ford was merely taking a step back, with the training structure supposedly unchanged. Reporters emphasized that no formal breakup was implied, creating a temporary illusion of stability.
New York, some of that extra motivation when someone's talking in the crowd.
Like how was
the two guys, like the bet, but is all this stuff kind of added more?
I don't know. You know how people
just
the people that come with the
Four cards. Judge at the ringside. Eric Marlinsky scores about 115 to 113 in favor of Gervonta Davis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scored about 114 to 114 even.
The dynamic during the temporary separation. Even if I wasn't directly training Tank, knowing where he was and what he was doing gave me reassurance, he said. The team's bond, though tested, had not entirely fractured.
Gervonta Tank Davis did something awful again, and no, it wasn't scheduling another fight with Jake Paul. He beat a woman. Again. And once again, I'm not talking about Jake Paul. If you know Tank Davis, you know he has a lot of run-ins with the law. But this is actually a civil suit over a certain criminal case that
allowed both men to appreciate the depth of their connection. When Ford returned to the gym, it was evident that Davis had felt the absence of his mentor, mirroring the sense of reassurance felt by Barry Hunter, another longtime coach. Ford, Coach Barry, Coach Boogie, and Kenny remained pillars within Tank's corner. While Ford and Kenny would no longer be present during fights, Hunter emphasized that this was not unprecedented. Internet speculation often misrepresented their relationship, but Tank's coaching team consistently treated him as family.
Proven guilty, this looks really bad for him. While all the details aren't out, we know from the details from the original case, which was basically a shut case with a lot of evidence that he did it. That, along with his prior incidents, innocent until proven.
Jacob appeared temporary with potential to revert to the old structure. Prime video cameras captured moments of tension, including Davis yelling over Ford's advice between rounds. Ford and Ellis's decision to distance themselves reflected a broader stance against misconduct, particularly following Davis's recent domestic violence case. Paul and his team were unable to secure Ryan Garcia. Anthony Joshua emerged as a potential alternative. While negotiations for other matchups were ongoing, fans awaited updates. For the latest news, events, and exclusive boxing insights, the audience was urged to subscribe and turn on notifications to remain connected.